Maybe everybody else wants to talk about the Sopranos series finale, the end of it all, arriving this Sunday, but not me. I still have 6 episodes to watch. What do you want from me? I don't have as much free time as everybody would like to think. So when my executive producer says that today is the day to do a Sopranos segment to speculate as how it will all finish, I say that's what you think. The number 2 story on the countdown, I can't do the number 2 story on the countdown. I'll get caught up as soon as I possibly can. And in the interim, I'm going to go and finish up Paris Hilton Puppet Theater. But meanwhile, no reason why you should suffer. For the Sopranos speculation, I leave you in the capable hands of Countdown's very own Monica Novotny. Good evening, Monica.
Good evening, Keith. Are you ready?
Yeah, just
May I proceed?
Yeah, hold on. Let me just get the iPod in. Okay. Go ahead.
All right. Ever since the first of the final 9 episodes, The Sopranos has been singing a different tune. Fans and critics seem to agree the series has been darker than ever, full of foreboding. A foreboding realized when the main characters started dropping faster than you can say bada bing. It was just 8 episodes ago that a sullen Tony Soprano celebrated his birthday at the lake house of his brother-in-law, Bobby Bacala. Bobby gave Tony an assault rifle for his birthday. Nice. The rifle made it to last week's final scene. Bobby did not. Gunned down while indulging in his most childlike pastime in a scene so artfully executed it rivaled mob classics like The Godfather and Goodfellas. And as if we needed any more reminders that Tony Soprano is the leader of a criminal outfit, his most trusted advisor, Still, was also hit, and hard, sadly, while fumbling to get his gun. So with Christopher already dead by Tony's own hand, he's now all but alone. And in last week's closing shot, clutching that rifle Bobby had given him, waiting. But our own waiting is nearly over. Let's call in the TV critic of Tony Soprano's hometown newspaper, Alan Sepinwall, who has written extensively about the series and has quite a following. Thanks for your time tonight, Alan.
My pleasure.
All right, you haven't seen an advanced screening.
No.
But you're an expert, so what's your opinion? Does Tony die or not?
I think he lives. I think they've spent so much time. There's been so many scenes over the years where Tony says, guy like me goes out one of 2 ways, dead or in the can, that I think they're not going to go either way because David Chase likes to mess with people and do what they're not going to expect.
All right. You've written that there's so much to deal with in this final episode, but is David Chase the kind of writer who really will tie everything up with a neat bow for us?
No, he doesn't like that. He doesn't like closure. Otherwise, we would have found out what happened to the Russian or Furio or Melfi's rapist or any of that.
Furio, I forgot about Furio.
Furio is long gone.
Okay, so we might not be satisfied with this ending.
Maybe, maybe not. I was expecting something a lot more low-key until last week. Kind of shot my theories to hell. So.
Well, yeah, shot being the appropriate word. So one thing that Chase seems to be telling us, though, in this run-up to the end is you can't love Tony as much as we sort of have fallen in love with the guy that we should be hating. He's saying this guy has got to pay. He's a sociopath who's got to pay for his crimes.
Well, I mean, the stuff with Melfi last week was kind of a wake-up call for us. She's always been the audience surrogate. She's the one mostly moral character on the show. And for her to finally have to recognize that Tony is a sociopath, that he's not getting anything out of therapy except strategy, that she needs to put him out of her life, that was, in a way, the show saying that we have to get ready to do the same.
And we can't talk about this without talking about Phil Leotardo, of course. It hurt a little bit to hear Phil talking about Tony and that branch of the family saying, you know, essentially, those guys are a bunch of amateurs, when here I've been hooked to the show thinking these guys are the mafia, and Phil kind of debunked the whole thing.
And he's not wrong. I mean, we saw what a bunch of bumblers they were in this episode. I mean, this entire season has been kind of a wake-up call. Pretty much every episode has opened up with a character getting up out of bed, and the viewers have to wake up to the fact that Tony is a bad guy and that he is not nearly the big fish we've always thought he was.
How much is it with Dr. Melfi? I mean, she now kind of kicks him out of the office. There have been some reports, I guess she's come out and said that she did shoot a scene for the final episode, but she doesn't know, of course, whether that's going to make it in or not. But if the whole show started based on this premise of the 2 of them talking, and that being, I think, even the opening scene for the first episode.
Was him in the waiting room.
So how much do they still need to bring her in to tie it up at the end? Or has she served her purpose?
That certainly seemed like an exit to me. When she slams the door on him, that's Michael Corleone closing the door on Kay in the end of the first Godfather. That was her saying goodbye, I thought. If they brought her back, it would seem appropriate because, like you said, the show did open that way, but I'm not expecting it.
And interestingly, Carrie Fox, our producer on this, actually did the research and said that this sociopath study that they keep referring to is true.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely real. You could Google it.
All right. And we did. So there's been a lot of speculation, and there's even online gambling, of course, as to any of the wild card possibilities. What do you think? Could Carmela come in to play AJ or Meadow, even the daughter?
Well, one of the things I've noticed is at the start of the last season, there was that very strange Seven Souls montage with William Burroughs talking about the seven theories of the Egyptian souls. There were 8 characters featured in that montage. 4 of them died after appearing in it. The 4 who are still living are Carmela, Meadow, AJ, and Janice. So the mobsters are dead. The family members are not. They could all be going here.
And Tony also had that one little, what seemed like it might have been a hint, where he says to Carmela in last week's episode, you know, they don't go after the family, meaning the personal family.
Yeah, and Phil has kind of shown a willingness to break the rules when it comes to getting his revenge on Tony.
We cannot wait. All right, Alan Sepinwall with the Newark Star-Ledger, the paper for Tony Soprano, and the one I grew up with as well. Thanks a lot. Enjoy the finale.
I will.
All right, let's see if we can get Keith's attention and turn it back to him. Yeah. Hello? Are you there?
You say something?
I hope you didn't hear any of that. I guess I'm in big trouble if you did, right?
Hear any of what? Thanks, Monica. Have a good weekend.
You too.